have the option to attend in person. So I wanted to not forget to record the meeting. So we will go ahead and get started with our introductions. So as always, I'm going to save the best for last, which is our presenters in the building. But let's go ahead and get started. So if you guys can go ahead and put your contact information, what organization you're with in the chat. So that way, if you are new to the meeting, or that way we can get everyone's contact information. The last meeting we had a lot of new people joining us, but we didn't get their contact information. So please, I encourage you, if you're new to the meeting, please put your contact information in the chat. So I'm going to start off with Assistant Sheriff Bilecki. How are you?
All right, good morning, everybody. Assistant Sheriff Joe Bilecki. I know most of you. Just one thing to update on. Yesterday, the governor sent out a mandate that all individuals that are paid and or volunteer that work in a correctional setting will either be vaccinated or they will be required, if they're either partially vaccinated or not vaccinated, to wear a specific type of mask and be tested on a weekly basis. Now, how that will impact our volunteers, we would encourage our volunteers to provide proof of vaccination before they come in, because it's almost impossible for us to track if they're testing on a weekly basis. So just kind of want to put that out there. Don't want to shock anybody. I know everybody's got mixed feelings about vaccines and that kind of stuff, but it's coming on from the governor. It is the law. We don't really have a choice, but we do run custodial facilities and we're going to have to comply with it. On a second note, Deidre Pujols is online. I invited her to join us today. She works with individuals that are post-custody and is interested in getting them into the culinary business. So I wanted her to join our group and get an idea of what some of these organizations have to offer and kind of get her introduced into it, so that if you guys are looking for individuals that want to go in that direction, it gives you guys a point of contact for that. So, but that's all I've got.
Awesome. Thank you, Commander Bilecki, for inviting Deidre. We're happy to have you. I'll go to you next.
Sorry, did you just say?
Yeah.
Me to say? Oh, okay. Well, thank you for having me. What an honor. I have such high esteem for all of you guys in this particular area and dealing with this particular population of people. I'm here just to listen and see what's happening in your, in your everyday activities with this particular population and these people. If you don't know anything about me, I have Open Gate International, which is an organization in Costa Mesa, where we serve vulnerable populations. It originally was started so that I could help individuals who are surviving human trafficking. But once we started to network in community, we realized that many vulnerable populations needed help, especially those who are coming out of incarceration. That happens to be my favorite group of people to work with because of the rehabilitation I've been able to witness in so many of their lives. And then also Strike Out Slavery is a big campaign I started back in 2017 to use Major League Baseball platform to help educate the communities, using that Major League Baseball platform for Strike Out Slavery, educating them about human trafficking. And my husband plays now for the Dodgers, if you don't know, and he's been in baseball 21 years. So we try to leverage that platform, by including Strike Out Slavery within the baseball community and our own communities. So that's who I am and what I do. I can listen a little more, but I do have an invitation for any of you who do work directly with the population who is coming out of incarceration. And if there are individuals who are serious about getting job training and workforce reintegration, there is a documentary opportunity that's happening with the Food Network and Discovery Channel. So I can talk about that more later if anybody's interested, but I am looking for this particular population for our casting purposes, but it has to be real people with the real desire to do culinary arts. So I can share more about that later, but that's just my 44 years of life in 2 minutes with you guys.
Awesome. Thank you, Deidre. So I'll circle back to you at the end so
Sure.
you can say more about that opportunity with the Food Network. And thank you for all that you're doing for the community, and look forward to collaborating with you some more. So I will go to, let's go to Danny and Lexi. Any new updates?
Yes, good morning, everybody. I just love seeing your faces. And I'm Danny Lansdale, founder of Standing United. And what we do is we, I was part of the prison population in my past, and over 10 years, I found a way out. And then I started a foundation a few years ago called Standing United. And what we do is we help people to go from zero to hero. We help people that to getting out of prison, they have nowhere to go. They don't have any job opportunities. We work with numerous employers that employ our guys. We'll help them get into treatment, detox if they need it, get off the streets. We'll financially assist them with housing. We'll take care of everything until they become self-supporting. And that's what we do. We've managed to help hundreds of people throughout the years. And it's just my mission in life. And I just love it that we're all together because we're all serving the same cause. We're here to serve each other and then serve the population and serve others. And it's just, I just love it. And I love you guys. And I love Megan. I'm so glad you started this. Anyway, that's what I got. And this is Lexi. Lexi's new on the team. And she's assisting and helping and just, making a difference out there. And I'm super stoked to have her. Anyway, that's us. And that's it. Love you guys.
Awesome. Thanks, Danny. And looking forward to seeing your book when it comes out too.
Thank you.
I'll do the plug for you.
Thank you.
Let's go to Chelsea.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Megan. My name is Chelsea Gordon-Kinsey. I am the Community Outreach Coordinator with Twin Town Treatment Centers. We're a PHP IOP for substance use disorders. So we are in network with all insurances except for Kaiser and Medicare, but we do work with Orange County Medi-Cal. We work with Cal Optima, and we also work with TRICARE. We work very well and have been for many years with the judicial system. So a lot of the judges, probation officers, parole officers are very familiar with our program. They do utilize us a lot. And we also work well with the Orange County Reentry Program. We are one of their priority resources for substance use disorders for intensive outpatient purposes. And my information is in the chat. Please feel free to reach out to me. Thanks for having me, Megan.
Awesome. Thank you, Chelsea, and thank you for filling out the survey as well, so we can get you on the flyer for when we go inside the jails. Next, I'll go to Miss Lori.
Hi guys, my name is Lori Friedman and I'm a financial coach. If you have more month than money, then you need to come see me. If you haven't ever sat down with somebody in my industry, please come see me. My services are free. We can explain how I get paid later at the appointment. But if you have any financial questions, I want to be your resource. I'm like an Amazon of financial services. So let me be your resource when it comes to financial items and topics. Megan, thanks very much for putting this all together. I appreciate it.
Oh, you're so welcome, and thank you, Lori. Again, I have used Lori. She's great. I would encourage, our different CBOs to have her come in and do an event or something for your clients, so that they can also take advantage of her services since they are free. Just something to throw out there.
Oh, and one more thing. I don't have minimums and I'm not quoted. So there you go.
Thanks, Lori. Roderick?
Good morning. My name is Roderick Watson. I work with Veterans Youth Career Collaborative. I've been a part of this group for a while. I've been receiving emails and so forth, but I have never managed to get into this forum since I first joined, back before all of the COVID and so forth and so on. We are currently home ported out of Long Beach, but we are looking to have a presence at the Tierney Center, continuing to work with veterans as well as youth in Santa Ana and so forth and so on. And so I look forward to seeing what resources you have and what resources I can bring to the table as well.
Awesome. Thank you, Roderick. And welcome back. Congratulations on getting hired by Hire.
Thank you, Megan. Good morning, everyone. My name is Lova, and I was formerly incarcerated. I served 25 years out of life without parole, and my sentence was commuted and been out a little over 2 years now. And as Megan mentioned, I'm the new person hired by Hired. Hire is a hub for integration, reentry, and employment, and I'm a newly hired program coordinator. We provide referrals and employment for people that are formerly incarcerated, youth and adults. For events, you can check out our website. It's put it on the chat for any events. Our upcoming event would be our women's subcommittee in this August 10th, and also a community meeting, and that's on the 24th of August. And we will be talking about hate crimes. I appreciate being here, and thank you, everyone. Thank you, Megan.
Awesome. Thank you, and welcome back, one of our former ROI speakers. Let's go to Janira with Moms.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Janita Perez. I work with Moms Orange County. We're an agency that provides support during pregnancy and once the baby is delivered, after the baby turns 12 months. And we provide case management, education, and resources. So we also support fathers. We have a fathers group. We have a support group for fathers, and also we have a boot camp where the veteran dads, which already delivered a baby, come and teach the rookies, the new dads, and how to parent. Everything from bathing the baby to learning positive parenting and positive discipline. I did share my information in the chat in case you have a parent that needs our support. We'll be happy to enroll them. Thank you so much for having me, Megan.
Awesome. Thanks for being here. Miss Carol Uri, how are you?
I am fine. Hi, everybody. Carol Uri, Returning Home Foundation. I'm CEO and founder. Our mission is to educate about recidivism and successful reentry. So I've been writing a lot of letters. I'm here today just to listen and to be inspired. Have a good day.
Thanks, Carol. I see Melody's here. Hi, Melody. Good to see your face.
Hi, Megan. Thanks for having me. My name is Melody Cantrell. I work for the Sheriff's Department, and I supervise a unit within the jail system that provides rehabilitation and reentry services to our inmates.
Awesome. Thank you for being here. And we're looking forward to getting inside the jail soon. Miss Lee, I don't want to, is it Keisha? Sorry, I'm not very good.
Me, Keisha?
Yes. I want to make sure I'm not pronouncing it correctly.
You're fine. Yeah, my name is Keisha Lee, and I am a messaging mentor, copywriter, and brand messaging strategist. I work with ambitious entrepreneurs and socially aware entrepreneurs and creatives who want to really level up their messaging. And I'm here on behalf of one of my clients. I'm on the board of his nonprofit called APAC ATI, Chris Newth. I believe he attended a meeting. And I'm here just to learn more about what's going on. Just a little bit about APAC ATI. It's a new nonprofit that provides technical training and personal growth skills to help veterans, former inmates, and those within the recovery community learn the skills to start careers in the automotive repair industry. So thank you.
Awesome. Thank you for being here. And I believe her name is escaping me. From that organization, I work with her on the veteran side. Her name is escaping me right now, but I'm familiar. So, which one?
Sandy?
Yes.
He's here too.
Oh, hi. Let's go to you next then, Sandy. Maybe it's not Sandy. I think she's blonde.
Okay. Well, Sandy Workman is also on the board and we're up and running. So I don't know who you talked to, but Chris Newth is the main point of contact as of right now.
Awesome. Well, thank you for being here, and hopefully you'll get connected with a lot of different individuals that are here today. So I'll go to you next, Sandy, so you can introduce yourself.
Yes, thank you. Hi, like Keisha said, I'm here representing our new nonprofit that we're a part of to kind of help individuals that are looking for a career in the automotive industry. So we're going to be doing a lot of hands-on training for veterans, for former inmates, substance abusers, people that really want to get back on their feet and be able to have a skill set to help support their lives. So we're excited and just kind of absorbing and learning everything that you guys are doing in the community, and we're happy to be here. So thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. Randy, I haven't seen you in a while. Welcome.
Hey, Megan. Hey, everyone. My name is Randy Wertman. I am the regional coordinator for the Back to Work program. I'm definitely interested in hearing more about the new nonprofit with regard to automotive repair and everything like that. But here, we're actually the funders of the Chrysalis Roads program. So I'm excited to be here today to hear the ROI speaker. And the area that I cover is San Diego and Orange County. I'm currently in San Diego. And our population in San Diego is veterans, but in Orange County, it's open to everyone. And as it turns out, we should be growing here pretty significantly pretty soon in Orange County. So we're really looking forward to that.
Awesome. Thank you for being here, Randy. Good to see you. Let's go to Aaron.
Hello, everyone. My name is Aaron Viveros. I'm the Community Outreach Coordinator for Associated Builders and Contractors of Southern California. We're a nonprofit trade association that teaches state and federal approved apprenticeship programs. We teach electrical, plumbing, sheet metal, and low voltage. Currently, we have pretty much almost a direct entry. We're looking for students in our sheet metal / HVAC program, and we're also looking for students in low voltage. So that's a great thing to have no waiting list on those two programs. Very excited to be here. Thank you, Megan. And I think that's it.
Awesome. Thank you for being here, Aaron, and providing the great ROI speaker we had last month. Elvis was awesome.
Yeah.
Naomi.
Hello, sorry, I'm having a little bit of video issues, but I'm Noemi. I'm from the Priority Center. We're a nonprofit that provides mental health services and case management for Central Orange County. We currently don't have any updates. For those of you that haven't visited the last meeting, we are now seeing clients in person, like at open spaces like the park or outside of McDonald's, but we can't go back into the home as of right now.
Awesome. Thank you, Naomi, and thank you again for the great presentation you guys did last month. So you guys offer so many services to the community, you couldn't even cover it all. You had to concentrate in one area, so we appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Jessica.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jessica Barnhart. I am the Information and Referral Specialist with both our YOW and CCFSP programs through Waymakers. We unfortunately have a closed referral-based system for our youth, the TAPE population. But I am in the great role where I work with our coordinators who hand off resources to our clients that we work with in the hopes of getting them in a more stable position so that once they do graduate from our program at the age of 26, they're in a better place to be functioning adults, whether that be through mental health services that we provided them. They're in a more stable living environment, and my role is to collect resources that are able to help them throughout the community. So I'm very blessed to be here and learn more from all of you. So thank you for this opportunity.
Awesome. Thank you for being here with us, Jessica, and hopefully you'll get more and more resources every time you attend a meeting. Eric with Youth Build.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Eric with Youth Build Anaheim, a program under Volunteers of America, Los Angeles. What we do is we offer paid high school completion through national accreditation, which is really nice. We offer paid construction training, which is a pre-apprenticeship program. And we focus more on opportunity youth between the ages of 16 to 24.
Awesome. Thank you for being here and representing Youth Build. Let's go to my next, the EDD.
Good morning, everyone. Sorry, I was having some issues with my camera today, but my name is Mai. I'm with the State of California Employment Development Department, Workforce Services. I'm located out of the Santa Ana office. We also have offices in Garden Grove and Anaheim. So we work directly with employers and job seekers and trying to make that match. Our services include employment skills workshop, case management, the bonding program, training programs. We serve everyone in the community, from our youth population to veterans, those with disabilities, those who were recently laid off. So our services are to everyone. Our offices are open by appointment only. So if you have any questions, I left my contact information in the chat box. Feel free to contact me. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you for being here, Mai. Regardless of camera issues, it's okay. Let's go to Agent Sabota.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Yes, I'm on my fancy state computer, so I don't have a camera, just my picture up there. We have a lot going on at parole. We have Project Kinship at the parole office now every single week, both at Anaheim and Irvine. Really big deal. And they're firing on all cylinders over here. So please let anybody on parole know that. Project Kinship is now camped out at the parole office once a week. And we are back online for PAC meetings. Our next PAC meeting is August 11th. I think Megan will probably share our flyer at the end of the meeting. And then the really big thing we have going on is our Freedom Festival for all women in the reentry community on October 9th. We just scored Lori Burns as one of our guest speakers, which is completely insane. We're kind of overwhelmed that she's going to be speaking for us, but that's just the tip of the iceberg. So hopefully just jot down October 9th and please put it on your calendars to be there at the Delhi Center. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Agent Sabota. Yes, I do have all of those 3 flyers towards the end. So thank you for pitching them. So I'll re-go over it just in case anyone misses it. But please, if you want to help sponsor the event and provide, even if it's like a raffle basket or something for this Freedom Festival, Human Works is going to be doing a basket, and then we're also helping with the food as well, courtesy of Homeboys. Homeboys is providing some food, so Human Works is going to cover that. So I encourage you all to at least communicate with Agent Sabota on that, and I'll circle back to that later. Let's go to Duna with Geo. I know sometimes you have mic issues. We will circle back to you. Antoinette.
Hello, good morning. Thank you for having me. I'm also an employment program representative with EDD Workforce Services. I work with Mai here in Santa Ana. Basically, we provide, our services revolve around job placement and job seekers, and kind of like the mediator between employers and job applicants. So providing all the resources either to pretty much all the target populations that need help with employment. So like hiring incentives like the work opportunity tax credit and the fidelity bonding program for employers, excuse me, and just helping hard to place or at-risk job applicants to find employment. And I currently work with the reentry work group. We're currently in the process of getting one of our workshops approved and it's about overcoming barriers, trying to find a holistic approach to help reentry population get employed and overcoming certain barriers and becoming employed. And so thank you so much for having me.
Awesome, thank you. And if you guys aren't already pitching the workforce opportunity tax credit to any of the employers that you're placing with your clients, please continue to plug that for them so that they know that that's out there. Let's go to Kevin with Hope Builders.
Yeah, thank you. Hopefully can you hear me properly?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Because I had some Mac issues like an hour ago. But yeah, thank you for having me. My name is Kevin Dosa. I'm the outreach assistant at Hope Builders. If you don't know who we are, what we do, we provide young adults of ages 18 to 28 to career opportunities. We offer construction, medical assisting, and behavior technician. Our next program will be on September 23 for our behavior technician program. And then after that, December 3rd for our medical assisting program. So we're offering tours now on every Wednesdays. We're offering tours, and then every Mondays and Tuesdays, depending on the week, we hold info sessions for anybody who may be interested in applying and they just want to know more information. We have current trainees in the program and that join the calls and just answer any questions that the people may have just to get their insider perspective on things. But yeah, I put my information down in the chat. I'll put it down again just in case you want to reach out to me, and even you yourself, you want to look at the locations and just see how we're doing things here. Thank you.
Thank you, Kevin, and tell Miguel I say hello.
Yeah.
Let's go to Miriam.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Megan. My name is Mariam. I'm with Anaheim Workforce Connection. Here just to talk about how we have a lot of employers currently looking to hire. We are getting a lot of phone calls. A lot of employers are in desperate need of hiring a lot of individuals. We do have the Prison to Employment Grant. We have funding for training at no cost for anyone looking to go back to school and take a short-term training. We also have lots of funding for OJT on the job training. So if you have anyone or know of anyone that can benefit from our program services, please feel free to contact me. I'll go ahead and drop my information in the Dropbox. Thank you so much, Megan.
Stacy.
Oh, just 1 second. Sorry, my video is not turning on. And there it is. Hi, everyone. Good morning. Thanks for letting me on again. I'm Stacy. I work with the DOR, and we focus on connecting community talent with the right kind of career opportunities. So if you know anyone with a disability who's looking for a job, or any businesses that are looking to increase their workforce, then I would love to connect with you. Thanks so much.
Circle back to Dina. Cordova. Before I go to our fabulous ROI speaker and person. Looks like I got it. So, Jennifer, hello. I know, it's so weird. Of course, the day that I'm like, I'm going to be in here, I hit every red light, and then there's construction down the street, and they turned off the light, and I was like, she's gonna kill me. She's gonna kill me. But I'm Jenilyn Santos. I am the community engagement coordinator for Chrysalis, and I have one of our wonderful staff members with me.
Hello, my name is Steve Gomez. I'm also justice involved in the past, but now I'm one of the managers for the roads program here at Chrysalis for LA and Orange County.
Awesome. So Steve, I'll just let you take it away. I'm just going to move the camera just so everyone can see your face.
Yes, super excited to be here. My name is Steve again. So that picture is very significant for me. I'm actually outside of Gavin Newsom's office right there. I was invited to the Capitol here in California to speak about, to talk about our roads program and what we do over here. So a little bit of my journey, like I grew up in LA in a city called Pico Union without a father, without the leadership of a father. I grew up with a single mother who worked a lot. I remember growing up, I always wanted to be a part of something, but I had nobody to kind of guide me into a positive and constructive direction. So the next best thing that got my attention and started influence was the streets and crime and the negativity in the decades of the 90s, which is a little bit challenging. How did I become just as involved? I began being, like I said, influenced by the streets as I began in the streets. I began to sell drugs and got involved in a little bit of all that lifestyle and ended up in the system in 2006. And once I got into the system, I got into this mindset of this is my destiny, right? This is how I'm gonna end up, and there's no other way around. So I just started, had no hope, right? But it wasn't just too recently, in 2016, when I was released for the last time from incarceration, that I entered the doors of Chrysalis, where I'm actually a manager today. And it was a totally game changer after that. When I came into Chrysalis, the staff there, the support, and everybody around it started believing in me, and in the work field, I was the first participant of the Rhodes program, and I started really surrendering to what Chrysalis has to offer and allow me to discover that I am worthy, that I am capable of doing many things, that sky is the limit. Within the Rhodes program, I started really developing new skills in applying myself in the work field. And today it's been an awesome journey. I am a leader in my community within the Rhodes program. I began as a supervisor, and then I promoted as an operations supervisor, which oversees the whole program. And just recently, I became a manager for the Rhodes program. And I discharged my number in 2018. And some of the other things that I do today, thanks to Chrysalis and the level of confidence that I have in me. I also do a lot of community. I support my community. I work at an after-school program with kids. It's called Saving America's Youth. Say Yes. Where we help them guide them into a direction where they don't have to end up like I did at one point. And I'm about to launch my own Celebrate Recovery. It's like, if you're from Orange County, that's a recovery program here, faith-based recovery program. And one of my future goals is to continue to work in the reentry population, as I have overcome a lot of barriers, and just to give back and walk along other men and women that are coming out of incarceration and help them overcome some of their barriers.
I think he's being a little humble. He definitely is. But he's going to talk more in our presentation too. But he definitely is being very humble. He does a lot of great work at Chrysalis, which is why I asked him. I know at first we were like, I have to find someone. And Steve is always our go-to. We're always hesitant to ask him because he will always say yes. Whether it makes him overwhelmed or makes his schedule a little bit more impacted, he definitely is always willing to help, and he does such an amazing job at whatever we ask him to do. So we're really grateful to have him. But yeah, he does. I didn't even know all of the other things that he does outside of Chrysalis, so it's my first time hearing about the great work that he does, and those other organizations are lucky to have him as well. Did you also talk about the stuff that you do with the youth that you were telling me before we started the meeting?
Yes. So I've been volunteering for the last 2 years in an after-school program called Say Yes, Saving America's Youth. And pretty much we work with kids that come from immigrant parents that don't have their parents around because they have to work all day. So we help them with their academic development, life skills, and we teach them about the Bible. And it's a program in LA County that helps kids embark in leadership and to have a potential and a form of support, a positive form of support and role model that is not at home, to have them be successful as they grow up, and they don't have to make some of the choices I made. So,
Awesome.
yeah.
You know, it's always important to try to reach individuals where they're at and to help, especially with the youth, is getting them in a vulnerable point in their lives before they make a decision that could affect the rest of their lives, right? So it's amazing that you're doing that, you know, as a volunteer, right? It's not something you're getting paid for. So thank you for giving back to the community and sharing, you know, with us about your journey, of how you became justice impacted, and then, you know, how the roads program, you know, how that's kind of gotten you on your upward trajectory, right? You know, besides gentlemen working with him, Randy, is there anything else you want to add to that? Because I know you've worked with him, right? I know Randy was on here.
Randy's always doing a million things.
I'm sorry, did you call for Randy?
Yes.
Oh, okay. The audio is some background noise. I didn't quite hear, but yeah, I just wanted to point out and say, first of all, thank you, Steve, for sharing that. And you know, the thing with the roads program is it's kind of, you know, people see it and they say, oh well, you know, it's just got, you know, these participants are kind of doing a short-term thing, or they're kind of just working along the roadside or whatever else, and that is true. But you know, the way I think we see it is as really an employment first program, in the sense that, you know, to get stabilized, to get something, you know, money in the pocket, and then to build those skills. The beauty of that employment program is that while folks are in it, I'll get on camera too. While folks are in it, they're actively looking for full-time employment. And one of the newest developments that we've had recently is that Caltrans, you know, in the past they've kind of dropped jobs just drip by drip by drip, little by little by little. And with the new initiative, the new Clean California initiative, which you may have heard of, and the new budget this year, they are opening positions at Caltrans just like wildfire. Sorry about that phrase there, but they're just opening them like crazy. And they're specifically positions which are called service assistance maintenance positions. And they're full-time career positions with Caltrans, and they don't care about background. They don't care if somebody has a driver's license, which is unusual for Caltrans. As far as the license is concerned, they've never cared about background because we work with everybody throughout the state. So anyway, I just wanted to go ahead and just add that little bit to what Steve was saying, because he's living proof that, you know, while in the program, you really can, you know, make a lot of changes. And then, you know, whatever that is that somebody wants to be, that's really what it's about. Whatever, if they would have worked in plumbing, automotive, work for Caltrans, whatever else, or continue to work at kind of a full term with your organization like Steve does with Chrysalis, and give back. And that's pretty awesome too. So anyway, thank you very much, Steve.
Thank you, Randy.
Awesome. Thank you, Randy. Does anybody have any questions?
Please.
For Steve? Or just kudos? You know, we love to give kudos here.
Hey, I just wanted to congratulate you, Steve. It's the amazing journey, you know, that you've been on, and you know, coming from the same kind of background, is that you're definite 100% proof that, you know, we can change. That you know, it's an ROI. You're the ROI speaker, and that's the return of the investment. So all the investment that we're all doing together makes a difference in somebody's life, you know. And you had said something earlier, surrender, and that's what it takes. But we can't, you know, there's so many people out there that are talented, genius, have so much skills out there, but a lot of people are broken and they don't know what to do. So all of us together, you know, holding their hand, showing them the way out is just so important. Like, this is so important that we're all here together making a difference. And I just want to applaud you that and the work that you're doing and the help that you received in Chrysalis. That's just amazing. And you made my day. And congrats, brother. Super cool.
Thank you. Thank you. No, definitely. I truly believe this opportunity and who we are today, we're called to do this. We're called to make a difference in our community. Yeah. Everybody, when you get out, when you are released from incarceration, you have this desire to make a living. But as you begin to experience your transformation, you start seeing like, wow, there's a lot of need out there. I am called to make a difference, right? To make a difference in our community. And I am so encouraged to be here in this platform today. Thank you for the invitation. And to continue to partner up with everyone to continue to support and encourage our population that are coming out to be able to be leaders in their households and in our communities, to make our communities a better and safer place where we go out, love each other, and just be there for each other.
Super rad. Rad.
Anyone else want to ask Steve a question or anything like that before we move on to gentlemen and Steve's presentation with Chrysalis? No? Going once, twice sold. Okay, we are going to go ahead and so give me a second while I switch and share my screen. All right, John, do you want to come?
Yeah, I will.
Next to Steve, so
I
that
will
way
stand
that way you guys can see the also the. We'll make it seem like we're back.
Yeah, we're gonna pretend like everyone else is in here as well. But thank you, Megan, for having us. I don't have my glasses on, so this is so no, we're good. I've done this presentation. I don't read from the slides to bore everyone anyways, because I know I used to do that in school, and I always get not the best grades because I was reading off the presentation. So you can go to the next slide since we already introduced ourselves. But I'm sure I'm seeing a lot of familiar faces in this meeting today. So I'm sure you guys have heard of Chrysalis, but it's been quite some time since I've given a refresher on like our services. And as Randy mentioned earlier that we are growing through our roads program, we definitely wanted to give that extra push on our services to make sure that we are a resource to those that you serve, especially in this meeting, right? So if you haven't heard about Chrysalis, or if it is your first time coming to this meeting, Chrysalis is a nonprofit agency that is focused on helping individuals that are either low income, homeless, re-entry individuals, and addressing their barriers to employment. They're providing one-on-one support and resources. Go to the next slide there. Thank you. And so we've been around since 1984 in LA County, of course. In Orange County, we just started out here in 2018, which seems like yesterday, but then also not yesterday because it's 2021. But since then, we've served over 71,000 individuals. And that data at the bottom is actually from last year, which is surprising that we even had data from last year, because I'm sure everyone can relate that 2020 was not really a year that we wanted to remember, right? So correct me if I'm wrong, a little blurry there, but we've helped over 1,600 individuals secure employment in the last year, which was really tough. A lot of people needed work, but then we were afraid to find work. We wanted to make sure that everyone was safe and protected and healthy. So that's a really great number for us. And then over 1,600 individuals, yeah, okay. Over 1,600 individuals worked a transitional job with us, which we'll kind of explain a little bit more in a few slides. Next slide, please. Client demographics, these numbers are really small to me, so I won't go over all of them, but basically what this slide here is saying is that we're here to help anyone and everyone, regardless if it's their first, second, third, fourth, fifth chance, whatever chance it takes to help them find whatever employment it is that they're looking for. We're here for that. We just want to make sure that we're a resource, regardless of whatever else is going on in their life at home. We want to support them. So those demographics are there. Next slide, please. And so this is probably the most important slide. Just kidding. We have our road slides that are really, really important too. But if there's a slide that you want to screenshot, it's going to be this one. So this talks about how to enroll in our program. Our only requirements is that they're over the age of 18 and that they're looking for employment for our core program, which is those gray boxes that I'll explain in a bit. But that's it for us. It does not matter what their background is, what experience they have, what experience they don't have. Totally fine for us. We've seen a good amount of steps, so nothing really shocks us anymore, and we want to make sure that our clients feel comfortable talking to us, and so that's why we always stress, like, those are only requirements. Whatever else you share with us, you know, we're your safe place. So we want to make sure that they feel safe and welcome in our office. And then, sorry. Oh, how to enroll. Woo! I should have brought my glasses today. But how to enroll on there, we do have our hotline, which you can call if you don't want to call, because I know for me, I hate press 1, press 4, press whatever. I hate that. So you can call my direct line or send me an email. My email's on there, and I have a few slides later that have my contact information again, where you can send the individual's name and phone number, and then I will reach out to them or have our intake staff reach out to them so that they can get signed up. But right now, our program is virtual, so that first step is intake. So that happens over the phone with our intake coordinator. She's amazing. She also speaks Spanish as well, which I forgot to mention earlier. So if you have any individuals that prefer to speak in Spanish, or Spanish is their only language, that's totally fine. She can assist with that. But that's really brief. It's like a 15-minute phone call, contact information, and then they set up a time for them to meet up with their employment specialist, who I will talk about in another slide. But in that orientation and assessment, that's where they kind of get to really know the individual, what their barriers are having to employment, what they're kind of looking for, or if they don't know what they're looking for, it's a great start. So that is that second meeting there. And then we have a class that we have all of our clients take, which I'll talk about in another slide. And then we do a resume with all of our clients, which is really great. So I know there's a few other organizations that do similar work to us, which is totally fine. I always tell clients the more resources, the better. So if you already done a resume with another organization, bring that resume to us. And I always say, like, the more eyes, the better to look at a resume. When I was looking for employment, I cannot tell you how many people I had to look at it. And then also all the great feedback that they gave as well. So same thing for us. If they have one, great. We'll just like look over it, see if there's any changes that we want to make, or if maybe it's a little dated, we'll update it. Or if they don't have one, we'll start from scratch. The next portion is going to be a practice interview. So that portion goes over like just like any other job interview, over the phone, of course, unfortunately. But first half, just like an actual job interview, and we tailor it to what job they're like wanting to apply for later on as well. And then the second half, we go over feedback. So like if our client is a re-entry individual and they had trouble answering that question, you know, do you have a background? A lot of times it's like a deer in headlight situation where like they don't know what to say. Maybe I should say everything. Maybe I should say nothing. Do I just lie? And that happens all the time. And so that's why we want to provide that space so they can kind of go through those emotions. And then we talk about it. We want them to be honest, but obviously not to like overshare and things like that. So we give them those tips and tricks there. And then they meet with their employment specialist one more time just to see if anything's changed since they had their assessment. From intake to service plan, I like to mention this because a lot of times people say they see all these steps and they're like, wait, this is a whole nother thing. I don't want to do all this. But no, this can be done in 3 days. From intake to service plan, we realized with the pandemic, a lot of people needed our services, and we didn't want them to see us as another barrier to finding employment. And so that's why I like to mention it. We don't force anyone to finish in 3 days. It's possible if they would like it. Sometimes we've had clients finish in 3 weeks, totally fine. They have other appointments, things like that. Totally fine. We'll do it at your own pace, but we just want to make sure you know we're here as a resource. So after that service plan, they go job searching with their employment specialist and they get that job. So that's the whole process. Next slide, please. So earlier I did mention our employment specialists. So they are I would say the most important part of our program. They provide that one-on-one support and those resources for our clients. They are their go-to person. So like our clients only have one employment specialist. They don't move from person to person. And that's what's really important to us. We want our clients to feel safe and build that rapport with that employment specialist so that they feel comfortable sharing their story. And it is we don't want to re-traumatize our clients either and having them go from person to person and retelling their story because that's exhausting and it's unnecessary. So we want to make sure that they do feel safe with their employment specialist. So they will be there for assessment, case management, resources, and that extra support. Next slide. No, that's good. Oh, one more back. Sorry. I know they look the same. Yeah. But this is our, I mentioned I was going to talk about that class that we have all of our clients take. It is over Zoom, so just like this, so that either they can call in or they can do a video chat if they are familiar with Zoom. I know it can be really tricky, especially sometimes I feel like I've been using it forever, but then sometimes I still mess up. So it's totally fine if they're not comfortable, but they can just call in. But we go over job search readiness. What does that kind of look like? What things that they should know before that they go on their job search? Job applications, so going on Indeed, signing up for Indeed, or filling out job applications in person, because some places still do that as well. We also go over the interview process in this class, and we do have a separate portion for reentry as well to talk about how to talk about your background as well. And then we have that fourth portion, which is workplace success, which is going over job situations, so like things that can happen while you're working. If you get into conflict with a coworker, handling feedback from an employer. A lot of times we were getting feedback from clients in the class that when they would get feedback from an employer, they would just quit. I was actually surprised to hear that. But that happened a lot. A lot of clients thought like, oh, they were telling me all the things that I was doing wrong, so I just quit. And so we kind of had to like walk them through it and be like, hey, like, no, they were giving you a chance to, make sure that like you can fix those things. They weren't firing you. So it's a big learning process, but this class is only an hour long too, which is why our program is really accessible at the moment. It's 1 hour over Zoom. It's really discussion based, so it flies by, especially for the clients that like didn't like school. I know a lot of people didn't like school, so this setting is definitely really different. But yeah, that's our class.
Question. Yes. Does anyone who enrolled in the ROADS program have to do this as well?
Yes, yes, and that's another reason why I say 3 days it can be done. Yes, this from intake to service plan does have to be done in order to get referred over to our ROADS program. Yes. Just because we do want to make sure that all of our clients, like we're setting them up for best case scenario, basically. So like once they're finished with our program or our core program, they are like job ready. So like, if Caltrans is like networking with them and then they let them know there's an opening, like they're ready to go, basically. But yeah, so we do have our resources down there. I won't go through all of those because I think I talked about a few of them already. But one of the ones I do want to talk about are scholarship funds and transportation. So for our clients, if they do need transportation to any job interviews, first 2 weeks of work, they can access bus passes, or we do have a Lyft program, so we can order them a Lyft if they need it. And then we can also provide them gas cards, which is really great as well. So if they have their own transportation, just need a little bit of gas to get to that job interview, or for first 2 weeks of work till they get that first paycheck, no problem. Another thing is licenses and certifications that falls under our scholarship program, which is a weird term for it, I know. But it's basically, I think they named it that just because The funds aren't always there, so there's some things that we can cover maybe at the beginning of the year when we have more funds, and then maybe funds run out, or like we're at the end of a quarter and we don't have as much funds for a certain resource. That's where it again gets a little case by case. We're like not sure how much we can cover, but we try to do our best. So the most common licenses and certifications we cover are going to be like driver's license, forklift certification, guard card, ServSafe. Those are the top ones. I always tell individuals, like, it doesn't hurt to ask. If there is a way that we can help you out in getting over a barrier or help you just a little bit of the way, just ask your employment specialist. The worst that they can say is no, but I know our employment specialists and they always have a no, but we can do this. And they're really great at that. And that's, I cannot say enough good things about our employment specialists. They are really, they're really cute. They're really passionate about what they do. We have a small team of 4 employment specialists at Chrysalis, but previously we only had 3. So I'm gonna say we're growing, but each and every one of them has a heart for what we do here. And they genuinely want to make sure that they are a resource to our clients. And I've sat in some meetings where they are like, I didn't have anything for them, and I felt so bad. And I'm sure a lot of you can relate to that feeling of like, I don't know where else to turn. So just know that we are right there with you, and we're also here to collaborate. So if you have an individual that you referred over to us, and they, maybe you're struggling with some resources with them, or maybe you're struggling with a certain barrier with them, let us know. We do have a different ROI, a release of information that we have all of our clients sign. So if someone is referred over, we have them sign either like their case manager onto there if they want to. Sometimes they're a little tricky. I know with parole information we can be, but we always encourage them. We're here to help you. So talking to your case manager or your parole or probation officer about your progress in our program is going to help you out. We definitely want to do that. And so we're here to collaborate and be an extra resource to you guys as well. Trying to think of other resources. Clothing resources is another one, sorry. So we do have a work wardrobe on site, which is not being used at the moment because we can't keep it as sanitary as we'd like with everyone trying things on. So what we do instead is we order individuals maybe interview attire or work uniform or work boots or tools if they need it. And then we'll have it shipped to wherever they are. If not, or if they don't have a stable address to get it shipped to, we can have it shipped to our office, and then they can set up an appointment time with their employment specialist to pick up that item. Another resource that we have is a virtually on-site counselor who is available for regular sessions or just individual sessions if the individual is in crisis. If they just need someone else to talk to besides their employment specialist. But I think that's all my resources. I wanted to speed through to make sure that Steve had enough time to talk. But this slide here is, so I didn't mention our transitional job resources or job opportunities in our last slide, but I mentioned them a few slides ago. But basically, if you're not familiar with a social enterprise, it's basically a business within a business, right? But for us, it's a business within our nonprofit that allows us to provide transitional job opportunities for our clients that may have those additional barriers that we were talking about. So like if they are reentry, we have our roads program, which Steve will talk about in a second. But then we also have our staffing and direct hire program as well. Next slide, please. Thank you. But I will quickly go over this, but our staffing program works like just any other staffing program. It is janitorial, maintenance, those types of jobs, but they are temporary positions. So these are available for our clients that maybe just need to ease back into the workforce and need that like supportive work environment. So our staffing partners know who our clients are. They know the barriers that our clients face. So they have a better understanding of like who they are having in those temporary positions so that we can provide that like supportive environment on our end, and then they provide that employment side. But through this, their employment specialist is still working with them to find permanent employment, because that's our goal. And then we do have our direct hire portion, which is a little different than staffing. It is basically on our site, we have one person. His entire job is to make sure that we have relationships with employers throughout the Orange County area, so that we know exactly who they're hiring, when they're hiring, what backgrounds they will and will not take. And then he also knows who our clients are and what they're looking for. So he kind of makes that match. It's not 100% guaranteed, but it's like a best case situation. But yeah, that is those programs. And then let's see how Steve.
Yes, thank you, Jenny. That was awesome, Jenny. Yeah, so I'm gonna talk about one of our social enterprise, which is roads, right? A little history of our roads. In 2008, CDCR, which is the Department of Correction, and Caltrans, concluded that they have a problem. One of them had overwhelming crowding in their prisons, and Caltrans had a litter problem. As you guys when you guys commute out on our highways, a lot of the areas are full of trash, right? So hey, they decided to come together and create the roads program, right? Or the social enterprise that helps the reentry population with an opportunity. So we launched in 2016 with the partnership of Caltrans, Los Angeles Mayor's Office of Reentry, the Butte County Offices of Education, and we particularly hire justice-involved individuals, whether they're on parole, probation, or they have been on parole or probation in the past. And we do highway maintenance with the Department of Transportation here at Caltrans, which is an amazing agency. Very, very, very empowering to partner up with them. So some of the top jobs that we offer that we do with them is litter abatement. Between 2019 and 2020, we generated 534,000 bags of litter. Imagine how much litter is that off of our highways, right? Beautiful, beautiful. And these are these amazing individuals like myself that got the opportunity to get out and have an opportunity. And I'll elaborate more on that towards the end of my session. So we do litter abatement. We clean the highways, we clean drains, and as some of the homeless that live on the freeway, sometimes they leave their debris behind. So it makes it very unhealthy to the environment, and it just, the appearance is not so, pleasant. So we also remove some of the left behind trash that they leave in the highways. So that's the litter abatement part. We also do brush removal, which is landscaping, right? We make sure that all of the visible signs are always clear and visible to the driver, like you guys, for the commuters to drive safely on Caltrans. We remove weeds and we trim ice plant. And some of the overhang that goes over the guardrail to make it safe for the drivers to commute and have visibility. So that's the brush removal. And we do some special cleanup projects, like we do graffiti removal out of the highways. We do sandbag control. We generate sandbags for flood control in some of the areas of Caltrans. And we do fire breaks, which is very important in California. They're very, fire season is in effect right now. So we do fire breaks, which we generate and clear dry brush that could potentially cause a fire into some homes of people or structures and businesses. So that's some of the work that we do. Next slide. So I'm going to talk about a little bit about the process and what that looks like going into the roads program, right? First, you have to have 2 forms of ID, right? The I-9 documents. Second, you have to be justice involved to be able to qualify to our program. Skills and qualifications, the ability and willingness to push, lift, or pull 50 pounds, at least 50 pounds, work in and outdoors, standing behind and walking for long periods of time, up to full shift in various weather conditions, heat, cold, rain, etc. Also comfortable and safely work and maneuver on steep slopes, uneven ground, hills, and inclines. So as Jenilyn was sharing, after they finish their core program, which is their introduction to chrysalis and what we do, they do a couple of practice interviews. They know how to create a cover letter and a resume and all that good stuff. We have their ESs refer them to the ROSE program, but we like to implement the whole experience of applying for a job. That's what makes us unique and distinguishes from other social enterprises that do the same thing we do. We just don't offer a job. We make sure that our clients that we serve come in with the full experience so that we could be able to capture some of the barriers that they experience through the process and be able to work with them on a one-on-one with our team and the employment specialist, right? After they're referred to the ROSE program, they teach them how to fill out an application, how to submit the application, how to not leave any blank spaces, and they have any questions, their ES just kind of walks them through on how to fill out an application for a job, because at the end of the day, we want to equip them with tools to be successful out in the work field, and we just don't want to provide a job. It's easy to give somebody a job. I think a little bit in my story, before Chrysalis, I had a couple of jobs, but they never worked out. It was because I wasn't fully equipped. So what we have and what we do, if you guys notice Chrysalis, I know that you can see the word, but with the little words in the bottom, we take them very serious and we enforce them very serious, which says changing lives through jobs. I don't know if you guys can see that. Changing lives through jobs. We give a job, but we change their life, their perspective, their attitude to what a job is. Next, interview. We conduct an interview. Not that they're going to qualify or not, but again, we want them to experience what it is to be in an interview. And some of the, apart from them being qualified, is during the interview, what we look for is somebody who's highly nervous. That's our number one goal. We want somebody who's highly nervous because that kind of tells us that they've never been to an interview. They don't know what an interview is. Second thing that we look for is somebody who cannot share any experience or cannot have any experience related to the job we have. That's another strong candidate that we want, because if somebody doesn't have an experience, that means that they're probably never worked in their life before. That's what we could turn around and transform and become a productive member of society. But willingness to learn, and we also look for somebody who has no experience. Those are the candidates we're looking for to be able to transform. So after their interview, they go through orientation. In orientation, pretty much what we have is we explain the expectation of the work field and what the work consists of. A lot of the work with Caltrans is safety, 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 safety. Safety is our main goal. And safety is something that maybe a lot of our population, including myself, never really adhered to or really cared about in the past. And sometimes it led for us to make some of the mistakes we made personally or in the job. But safety is a main component of the ROSE program. So we have a whole segment on safety out in the field. Also, we encourage during orientation the importance of PPE, personal protective equipment, which is very, very important to safety. We make sure that they know the importance of wearing PPE and having their PPE and always showing up with their PPE. And also attendance. During orientation, we have a whole segment on attendance, the importance of showing up, calling if they're gonna miss, if they have to leave the job early, making sure that they're going through the proper channels. Also, the programmatic part of orientation is as they are working with us through their transition of work, we also want to encourage them to seek outside employment, right? So pretty much what we do is, it's pretty much what they're encouraged is that while they're working with us, their ESs or employment specialists, and when we have a team of director, we have 3 managers on one of them, we have 2 coordinators and administrators, and we're all together in collaboration with client services, what she was explaining, to make sure that our clients that we serve are being supported, equipped to many barriers that they have. So as you're beginning to see, we're not just a job that goes out there and cuts weeds, picks up trash, but we're actually used this job to transform someone. Very encouraging. Look at today, I'm here, I'm a walking testimony, and I'm willing to give it back, right? So now after they do a whole presentation, a whole day, which they get paid for, an orientation, they have a start date, right? During orientation, I forgot to explain a little bit. During orientation, we provide uniform, we provide lunch, and we provide any resources for them to get to their job on their first day. For the first 2 weeks, because after the first 2 weeks, they're already getting a paycheck. We also want to encourage them to budget and learn how to use money, how to save money, and how to use money wisely. But that's something the employment specialist works with them. So when they start roles, our main goal with roles is to become a resource to help workers gain the experience necessary to retain and gain outside employment with the skills they're going to learn within the roles program. Some of them are, we want to encourage them and through the roles program, we want to encourage them and show them how to show up on time, like I was talking about. Be a team player. We encourage a lot to be a team player. Work alongside because so pretty much how it looks like it's we have vans. We have eight men or 8 people van, and right now we're just down to 3 because of COVID. We have to enforce physical distancing. But traditionally we have 8 people in a van, and from all kinds of walk, races, and ethnicities. And as some of you guys know, here in California, a lot of us that come out of the institutions come out with a segregated mind. The segregated mind that you only stick with your own. So that's some of the barriers that we work with, and we encourage our clients to learn how to work with everyone from all kinds of work and work together as a team, because every job requires you to have that team playership in you. So we instill a lot of that. We intentionally engage individuals from different races to work together for a cause and to help Caltrans support. Another one that we focus is communicating professionalism. A lot of the barriers that we encounter, the most commonly is the N words, the H words, and all these other words that in the work field could have a negative impact on the individual. So during our morning tailgates, we have morning trainings before they even go out to work. We talk about all these stuff, the importance of communication professionally, certain type of words that they're so used to. You know, we have a very dedicated team. So we have 13 crews in Los Angeles and 2 here in Orange County, 3 coming up, like Randy was saying, possibly more. Caltrans is so happy for what we do and how we support them. So all of our van drivers, they have a title, they're supervisors. They're actually van drivers, they're supervisors. And our van drivers are trained in emotional intelligence, they're trained in de-escalation and trauma-informed care. That we take trauma-informed care very seriously because we know that a lot of the people that come out of the justice system come out with a lot of trauma, but internal trauma that only somebody who's been there has overcome and has that training now is able to support them, to not give up, to continue trying, and to open up their mind to something new. So communicating professionally is one of our main goals, and taking initiative, wearing PPE, and providing customer service. Teaching them how to negotiate those difficult conversations, how to provide the service, or why they show up to work with us. And so our main goal is to improve the future jobs prospects, that they have a vision for themselves. During the ROSE programs, believe it or not, as they work out there with Caltrans, they're able to discover that they have way more than what they think they show up to work. One of the things that distinguishes us from other social enterprises is that we have a team fully dedicated and equipped and trained to be able to transform, support with the collaboration of client services to obtain a job. And just to share some of our success stories, I believe we're at almost 40 individuals that have transitioned from chrysalis into Caltrans, which is a state agency that gives them a 401k, great benefits, and an opportunity to grow and possibly become superintendents one day. I've seen individuals from chrysalis through the ROSE program end up in the city, working for the city of Los Angeles with sanitation. I've seen individuals from the ROSE program transition into becoming counselors in different organizations. So you name it, like the success story is high. I think right now, somebody who gets released out of prison has no form of income, I think it's 82% chance that they will go back to prison. But with some sort of support, like the one we offer, it's just 2%. Amazing statistics. Last year, out of our participants in 2020, in spite of the pandemic, 47% were able to obtain outside employment, discharge parole, because some of the things that we do is like once they take advantage and benefit from our program and they transition into an outside job, it doesn't stop there because our employment specialist continues to check in with them to see if they're facing any barriers, any challenges. And a lot of them have come back and thanked us and say, hey, I got off parole, I got off probation, I got my family back. And thanks to all of the fully dedicated and devoted work that we do here at the Wells program, I've seen so many success stories. So, yeah. Any questions?
That's it.
Yeah, if I could real quick, it's Randy. I just wanted to thank you for that. And also just to add on a couple of things to what y'all were saying, because sometimes, you know, like you mentioned Butte County and all that. That's who I work for, Butte County Office of Education. And people get confused as why is Butte County? It basically, we operate these programs statewide. And I want to say that, you know, anybody who works in this field and has worked in this field for a little while, you know, you have a sense of an organization. You know, a lot of organizations do kind of job development, resume, and all these things. But the thing about Chrysalis, for those of you who aren't familiar, is the intentionality with which they do things. And it really is so unique from any other organization that I've seen. And I've worked in this field for 7 or 8 years now. And again, statewide with a lot of other organizations who operate our programs throughout the state. And it's just always impressive to me the way in which, in the high touch that Chrysalis employs all throughout everything. They have such a structure and organization and such a process. And like Steve said earlier, about surrendering to that process, and they do a fantastic job. So, you know, it's that, you know, the work and the stuff they do is absolutely important along the roadside. And if it's something that somebody wants to do and works for Caltrans, I think that's fantastic. But it applies to a lot of different other things too. And just to one thing too, Jalen, you mentioned was sometimes there's a resource gap or you're running into a thing really, you know, a barrier or whatever else. Have an employment specialist or whoever, or yourself, call me and see if we can get some funding for people, because we've got, you know, it's case by case, we've got that funding. So don't ever let that be a barrier. If you all ever need anything, please contact me. And I just have one quick question. So for Orange County, and correct me if I'm wrong, gentlemen or Steve, but is the justice involved an absolute requirement for Orange County, or is it open to anybody who kind of walks into the center? I thought it was open to anybody. Maybe I'm mistaken on that one.
No, for Orange County, they do have to be justice involved. So they don't have to be on active supervision or supervision at all. Actually, they don't have to be on probation. They could have been on it a long time ago, but they would still have access to our program. For LA County, I know that's where the difference is, that they do have to be on active supervision, and they can be checking into a kiosk. It has to be a parole or a probation officer there.
So just to piggyback from Jenny, yes, either or, we have an opportunity for somebody who, whether it's actively on probation or parole or federal probation, and or has had an experience with probation or parole in the past, and they discharged, they probably need a job, we could help either or.
Okay, I know we have a few other questions, and then I have a few things to cover, so we'll just want to, Stacy, you are raising your hand.
Okay, there we are. Good morning again. I was just wondering, I wanted to make sure that I have the process down correctly. If we have a justice involved individual and we want them to get into the roads program, then the first step is just referring that client to work with Chrysalis. Is that right? And then we complete the program through them.
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. And there's the only Chrysalis office is the one in Anaheim for Orange County?
Yes, we only have one location, but that it serves, we try to serve all of Orange County, which makes it easier because everything is virtual right now. So if someone isn't like Ladera Ranch, which we've had before, it's totally fine. They can still access our program.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much.
Awesome, thank you. Antoinette, I saw you had a question while Jennifer was speaking. You want to ask her directly? Okay. Anybody else have any other questions? I'll have the gentleman maybe email you to give you that. For some reason, my chat's not popping up. So unless, Nazi, can you read what Antoinette's question was?
Yes, of course. When it comes to the reentry population resume, what do you recommend them inputting when it comes to the gaps in their employment?
So that's a great question. So for our reentry individuals, we always ask, like, a lot of times when they were incarcerated, they had jobs that whether it was a porter, working in the kitchen. So we use those job positions. We titled it a little bit differently, but those are all job skills that they can use out here. And a lot of times they don't think that. They don't think that these are, they're embarrassed of these job skills that they've learned. But we want to make sure that they know that these are real job skills. We had a client who learned welding while he was incarcerated, and that's amazing. I can't weld anything. So those are skills that we want to make sure that they know and they are confident that those are skills that they can bring out here and put on that resume. Other things that we do are adding like volunteer work, if they were working, like maybe if they were taking care of a family member at some point as well, adding those, maybe unpaid experiences as like volunteer experience on there as well.
A lot of them have fire camp experience, which is a huge thing. You'll see, you'll be amazed. A lot of right now, the fire department and CDC are also in partnership, and we get a lot of skillful and talented people in that area. And we just had we also, apart from that, we had one of our roads supervisors, van drivers, become a case manager and employment specialist at recidivism. So full of talents and skills.
Awesome, thank you. Yeah, it's really important that we as service providers and community-based organizations help them understand the skills that they earned, or the jobs that they had while they were incarcerated are transferable out there, and putting it on the resume is also really important. Okay, so we've got 5 minutes left, so I'm gonna be super mindful of everyone's time. So I did get the first batch of applications through, and we're just waiting to hear back from Dominic, and he's on vacation. So we will be getting that when he comes back, the final list. And then I had everyone, I had a few people, or more than a few, fill out the survey. And that survey is just so I can gather all the correct information for you to be on the flyer for when we go inside the jails and are doing the lived experience speaker program. So please make sure that you, that survey link is going to be in the calendar invite and then also in the email campaign. So if you fill that out, make sure I get your correct logo, whatever your mission is, the correct contact information. So these are the organizations: Moms, Anaheim Workforce, Twin Towers, ABC, Hire, and you already filled out the survey. So with all the information. So please, there are so many more organizations, so please make sure that you add that in so that we can put all the resources in the community when we're going inside, so that we can reach them directly and get them hooked up with whatever organization best suits their needs when they're getting out. And then, so this is the survey link. Nazi, can you go ahead and reshare that link in the chat for everyone? So if they want to multitask, like we all do, which is great about Zoom meetings, it helps you multitask. So yes, and then, so I had 2 questions that I had at the end of the survey to kind of gauge, where we're at right now, since we all thought we were kind of coming out of the pandemic, but with the Delta variant, it's all kind of a lot of different things happening. So anyway, I asked, what do you feel are the biggest resources needed in Orange County right now? Of course, housing. Housing is always a huge thing. But we're also talking about, food insecurity, mental health services, and housing and resources for the homeless. So if you have not been hooked up with someone that you feel can help you with this, please reach out to me directly so that I can give you a solid contact to make sure that you have someone like for that warm handoff, because that warm handoff is really important for individuals that's helping them right now. If you're just simply saying that because, that's really like the need right now, great, thank you. This information will be shared with all of you so you have it. And then services for adolescents and sober living for adults. We all know that that's huge. We have a lot of hurdles with individuals who have, substance abuse problems, but we have organizations like Twin Towers and Stand United that are on the call today that can definitely assist individuals with that. On the job training services and career training services, we have so many of them on the call today. So if you feel like you can assist with it, if you need assistance with this, please reach out to me directly so that I can help you connect you to that individual or individuals. We help build our community by providing services to contractors. Okay. Back to that. Employment assistance with education, attaining educational attainment through traditional schools and so yes, there's a lot of employment assistance out there, and there's a lot of different trade nonprofits out there that can help individuals. So again, just wanted to share all the answers. So lastly, what are your organization's biggest challenges right now? Spending current grant allocations. We're looking for new members in our area to provide new opportunities for new apprenticeship applicants. Recruitment and enrollment. We are a new program in Orange County and the only one in OC thus far. Reaching the community that does not know about our services. I think that's huge for each and every one of us, what we do. So that's why we have that opportunity for not just communities, organizations, but also employers to talk about what opportunities are available, just so that, and obviously not everyone can attend the meeting and all that sort of stuff, but try to do this so that we all can collaborate and have a better understanding of the different services that are out there and to allow the opportunity for you guys to collaborate. Okay, and then gaining participant enrollment. I know that that has been a huge challenge because of COVID. Some of us can only do by appointment only, or aren't being able to see clients in person. Sometimes the population that we serve like to be in person, so that can be a challenge. Transportation to treatment, recruiting for our clients, so finding more employers. Reentry is sometimes hard for employers to swallow, right, depending on what their background is. But I think now, since there are so many open positions available, now is the time to really help educate, offer the different services like the workforce opportunity tax credit for them so that they know that that's out there. And then housing and resources for the homeless. So trying to, again, be mindful of everyone's time. So if you haven't already, been able to talk with Victor Moreno with the GEO group, they also have each month on the third Wednesday, they do, you can talk to their clients directly and do the services. So if you want to contact him, he can help give you more information about that. And then these are the 3 different flyers that I will be sharing with you guys. So it's the PAC meeting is going to be in person on August 11th at the Streetlight Church in Westminster. And then also there's that Freedom Festival flyer. I chose the one with the dogs. I love dogs. So there was a few different variations. And then project kinship. So again, these flyers will be shared with you at the end of the meeting when I send the meeting minutes. And I only went 2 minutes over. So thank you so much for coming. Our next meeting is going to be Wednesday, August 25th. And so thank you all. Please feel free to come in person. I'd love to have you guys be able to see you again. I know Danny's been, and now we have Jonathan and Steve with Chrysalis. So please, I encourage you to come if you feel safe. So the building is disinfected very frequently with our disinfecting services. So it is clean. So I want to give you all peace of mind. So yeah, so hope to see you all next month or on Wednesday, August 25th, either on Zoom or in person from 10 to 11:30. Please make sure, hopefully you put your information in the chat so that we can all collaborate and network with each other. So
hey Megan, I got one thing. We are having a private event. So if anybody's interested in coming to our event, it's called How Money Works, Stop Being a Sucker. That is on August 14th at 9:15, and they can just reach out to me.
Awesome, thank you.
I just can't post it anywhere online because it's a private event.
Okay. Anybody else have any other events or things that they want to share? If not, if you put it in the chat, I'll make sure that it gets out to everyone in flyers or things like that. All right. Well, then thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I hope to see you next month. All right. Goodbye.
What an amazing day. You guys, super amazing, Megan, that this is so important for the community and for all of us to collaborate and come together to be able to make a difference. I just appreciate you so much. And thank you for all of us. I love us. Awesome.
Thank you.
Have a wonderful day. We'll see you guys next time. What a fantastic, what a great meeting. Love it.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay,
Bye.
bye.